Now, there's this other gentleman I'm about to introduce, ladies and gentlemen. He's launched this very amazing website where a lot of people can go shop whatever they want. The best part is about wecamp.pk, which is launching today, that everything which is available on wecamp is from Pakistan, by Pakistan, and made in Pakistan, and made by Pakistanis as well, which I believe is great, because during COVID we have witnessed how people were jobless, helpless, and there were a lot of problems for a lot of people who were on daily wages in particular, or on contracts too as well. पक्के मुलाज़मीन का ज़रा काम sorted होता है, तनख्वाह मिलती रहती है. But ladies and gentlemen, I think here's the point where they're talking about how they've hired a lot of women and how there's an emergence of women entrepreneurs. But I believe whenever we talk about women entrepreneurs or emergence of women into the work field, I believe that we are looking forward to a very cheaper solution for human resource. Is that the case? If that's the case, I think that's going to be a very sorry statement. I'm very sorry that for the very first time in 9 years, I'm starting with such a hard question, that too on my morning show. Ladies and gentlemen, we're very lucky that we've been joined by somebody who happens to be Dr. Naveed Iftikhar, who happens to be the founder of wecamp.pk. Hello, sir. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you for inviting me. It's
sir, thank you very much for joining us. It's a wonderful initiative, and we seriously want such products and platforms for Pakistani people. We're made by Pakistan, made in Pakistan, grown in Pakistan, is available for Pakistan and for the rest of the world. But I'm very sorry, this is for the very first time that behind this smile I actually have a very hideous question, and that is it because of cheaper human resource that you have really focused on to the emerging women within the digital sphere?
So the one thing I'd just like to share with you, that you mentioned about made by Pakistani, everything. So I would correct it. All these products are made by Pakistani women actually.
All right.
So this is the first correction. The second thing that you've mentioned about, that cheap labor force or exploitation of women, yes, that happens in Pakistan and many other countries as well. But our platform is actually a solution to that exploitation.
All right.
So this is the very reason that we've established wecamp.pk, that we want to eliminate that exploitation. So what happens that women have been working particularly at home, doing some handicrafts, artisan works, and these things, but there was usually exploitation. There were some middle men or middle women who will, get this work done by them. So they'll get a dupatta with the price of 300 rupees from them, embroidered it, and they'll come to Islamabad and they'll sell to us, with 2,000 rupees. So that's the exploitation that we want to end. So wecamp.pk, we are not, the seller. We are only a marketplace. So women entrepreneurs are listing their products themselves on this platform, and they are charging whatever they want to charge. So we are only charging a minimal fee as a processing fee for administering their payments, for administering courier charges and everything. But this is not something that if they want to charge 1,000, they can charge each 1,000. If they want to charge 3,000, 10,000, that's their choice. That's their strategy. We've empowered women. And this is the exploitation that we want to end, and this is the reason that we've established Women Entrepreneurs Camp, and this is wecamp.pk. All these products are made by Pakistani women, and all of them are home-based women entrepreneurs.
Wow, that's wonderful, and thank you very much. Congratulations. It's good news that there's somebody who's actually pioneered where he wants to end this discrimination for women too as well, because a lot of women who actually work in rural areas, ladies and gentlemen, their workforce actually gets unaccounted for as well. But sir, very quickly, so are you focusing on a percentage, which is probably, even if I'm selling a locket or a dress, is it going to be the same percentage, or is your team working on different products, different percentages, or different people coming up to your marketplace and marketing their own products? So how does this very system work?
So right now we have a flat percentage. It's only 10% of whatever they are selling. But moving forward, we will change that. We'll customize that, because this is just the beginning of that website, wecamp.pk. So over the time we'll improve it. The products will improve. Right now we have 50 women entrepreneurs on this platform. So what we are expecting that there will be hundreds of such women. And this platform is not just for them to actually. This is not the sole purpose to provide them marketplace. So our goal is women empowerment. And our goal is to train women to become entrepreneurs. So this outlet is there for them actually. When they are trained, they can come there and they can sell their products. So this is something that we are doing. We are providing them digital training. We are providing them community, space. We also organize 2 festivals in Islamabad. and those festivals provide them opportunity for physical networks as well. So this is a community, this is a training platform, and this is a e-marketplace. And as you mentioned, there are some other platforms in Pakistan as well, and some others are also doing well. I personally think that we need many such entrepreneurs. If I've established, I won't like that I'm the only one who is doing it. I would like hundreds of such platforms. The reason is this is a country of 220 million people, half of them are women, and our labor force participation is so low. Only 1% women are entrepreneurs, and we need to promote economic empowerment of women, and for that we need many such initiatives.
Right. Thank you so much, for sharing the statistics. And since first, second, and third industrial revolution does not have a very good women representation, and you're talking about the women empowerment. So this is the fourth information, revolution, the fourth digital age, right? And I have some very, staggering statistics, because there's a report by the OECD which said that only 327 million women have lesser smartphones than the men, right? So there's a great digital, gender divide. How does your platform, is working to address that digital divide?
So I think it's a good question in a way that this digital inequality is reality. That we used to talk about income inequalities, education inequality, health inequality, but this digital inequality is going to exacerbate every other inequality, because the digital access gives you opportunities to learn, opportunities to take care of yourself. So right now in Pakistan we have a digital divide. There are many marginalized areas which do not have access to internet, like Gilgit-Baltistan, Balochistan, many parts of KP. So we need to provide them internet, as well as what you mentioned, that women are further marginalized within these regions as well. So what we are trying to do, like right now our team wecamp.pk is in Peshawar. So we've collaborated a project in KP, that's a seed project of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government and FCDO. So what we are trying to do with that project, we are empowering those women with digital trainings. We are giving them digital skills. That's the first initiative. Second, what we are going to do, we are in conversation with there's some telcos as well, that some of them are interested that they can help us. The women that we will train, they will provide them free access to some technologies, internet. So this question is in our mind at many levels, that we also need to impart digital skills, as well as we also need to give that access to digital technologies. And this is the very reason that we've established wecamp.pk, that a woman sitting in Mardan or Gwadar or Khunjrab or Shamshal Valley, so they do not have access to those marketing opportunities. So what we are doing, we are their marketing agents.
Okay, so since you mentioned some areas in Balochistan, and there's this very patriarchal mindset that hinders women's access to participating in the tech industry, right? So what are the particular areas that you are targeting when it comes to your online and offline trainings in Pakistan?
So we are targeting across Pakistan. Right now there are women who are going to join us from Turbat, especially. There are already women who are part of this platform from Gilgit-Baltistan. And like the one brand that recently we have is Roi Rang. It's coming from Bahawalpur. And these are made by the women of Bahawalpur. And particularly when we have this sort of mindset about KP or Peshawar, that women are usually not into this thing. So we have very talented many women from Peshawar as well. Like one woman, she does work on jewelry, and her jewelry is amazing. If you go on wecamp.pk, you'll find her jewelry on the landing page as well. And what she does actually, so that's a male-dominated Sarafa Bazaar of Peshawar, and I saw her sitting there working with so many men, designing that jewelry. And then what she does actually, she designs it with those people, and then she goes back to some migrant women or some marginalized communities of women around Peshawar, and she engages those women. So when you'll shop on wecamp.pk, so you think that you are helping so many such women, one. Second, you are actually promoting this cause. You are encouraging them. You are celebrating women entrepreneurs. So we use the word celebrating women entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurship in any case is good for any society. But if more women are entering into entrepreneurship,
Right. Yep.
this is the only way forward for prosperity of Pakistan,
Right.
for so many social, economic, cultural challenges.
true.
We need more women to become entrepreneurs.
And I've always been an advocate of that, because where you said that half of the population is of women over here in
Right.
Pakistan, I think we have exceeded that bit as well. You know, we more than that, 55% of the population of people over here in Pakistan is women. Now that's a great bit. Alhamdulillah, you've done a great job. You know, today is the launch, and I just want to talk about a few technicalities as well, because already we do have a market leader existing, because there was lesser or no competition, and then they made sure that they're going to invest quite a lot onto their marketing budgets, having celebrity endorsements coming in, and they made sure that they're going to be out loud. Now grocery stores and everything, you know, you can get everything on that platform too as well. So number one, you know, do you think that it's going to be challenging for you to establish that? Number two, you know, so they have come up with smarter applications too as well. You know, they monitor, they get all of that data where what people are buying, you know, so whether you're on Instagram, Facebook, it's going to direct you over there. And that's something which is beneficial for the people who put their products on your marketplace as well. So how do you plan to market their products? You know, because wecamp.pk, okay, we got it. If I have a need, I will certainly go to wecamp.pk. But, you know, how do you think that you will get the audience to have that maximum footfall, because we already have a competitor?
So the first thing, we are stronger than many other platforms. The reason is PTV World is on our side.
That's great.
That's the first reason that I
That's a
need to
hack.
mention.
Yeah.
Jazakallah, sir.
Second, we've just started our journey. We'll get there, what you are mentioning, app and everything, and data analysis. This is the core thing, because wecamp is a project of Atom Camp. So Atom Camp is a training platform. So we've been there for long. We are working on data analysis, we are working on all digital communication, all these trainings we are already providing to so many people. And this was the reason actually we started wecamp.pk, because when we were training people through Atom Camp, what we realized that men are getting jobs and they are telling us, but women are not actually, they are getting trainings.
Right.
So we thought that this is a good idea to provide them a platform and to make them entrepreneurs instead of search, because there are many limited opportunities in marginalized areas, in smaller cities and towns. So this is the reason that we established wecamp.pk. One thing. Second, but I think that we need many such platforms. This is a huge country. It's a country of opportunities in many ways. And what we need to do is we need to facilitate many such entrepreneurs, digital access. Right now, the e-commerce is expanding very fastly and rapidly in Pakistan. So this is going to multiply in the future. Even if more platforms want to come, so yes, there will be some competition, but there will be some learning from each other as well.
Right.
So we are not scared of any market leader. We'll learn from market leaders. Yes, we'll challenge them with our agility. We'll challenge them with our innovation.
Inshallah.
And we'll provide better opportunities to our customers, to women who will come with us. So this is something that we learn from each other. So more platforms are good. It's not a bad thing for us.
Exactly. And in addition to that, since at the beginning you said that it's only women, so is it this platform, is it only for women to come and market their products, or is it for everyone?
So what we've done actually for men, this is a shopping platform.
Okay.
So men can come, they can shop.
Wow.
And they need to spend a lot of money on wecamp.pk.
So is it like more of a niche now that you're actually targeting onto that as well? I believe that, it's 100% I agree.
Right.
It's a wonderful initiative of wecamp.
Yeah.
But what I certainly want to see is that I think that the opportunity really needs to be equal for everybody on every platform, no? Because, and then at the same time, for people who already have a marketplace on the competitor we were talking about, will they still be allowed to market their products on your platform?
So there is this thing that usually people buy products.
Yeah.
So, but in our case, it's not just the product.
Making
In our case, actually, we want to celebrate women entrepreneurs as well. So when we are listing their products, we are also listing the story of the women who is producing it.
Right.
So we want to celebrate women entrepreneurs. Yes, people will at the end of the day buy the product, but we also want to promote these women actually. So we are not hiding them behind the wall. Yeah, and then some of them, what we are trying to do that we'll prepare some of these women to go to the international market, to go to the export market. So we are also a training platform. So women who will become part of wecamp.pk will give them such services. And this is opportunity, this country is already for men actually. So that's why we have a hashtag on our social media that Pakistan is now, becoming 75 years old.
Alhamdulillah.
And we are saying that now this is time that it becomes Khawateen ka Pakistan.
Okay.
So this is something that we think that this huge divide is there in Pakistan in terms of access to opportunities, in access to jobs, in access to businesses, education, mobility, transport, so many inequalities that women face. And we think that if a country is prosperous or safer for women, it is prosperous and safer for everyone.
Alhamdulillah.
Right. Thank you so much for very aptly putting out all of these things. So I really wanted to ask this question, and as I mentioned before, that ours is primarily a very patriarchal society, right? How do you go, and especially you mentioned areas like Turbat, which are in the Balochistan, and women are hesitant
Remote
to go
areas.
into to go and venture into this digital affair. How do you go and convince the woman, okay, so you need to come here and it's more profitable? Because I do feel that they are more old school in that sense, that they prefer the traditional market space in terms of
So there are such cultural constraints, they
Right.
are there,
Right.
but we personally believe that it's not just a matter of cultural constraints or social
Right.
constraints or patriarchal attitudes.
Right.
It's more about the access to opportunities.
Right.
And the reason that many women in those marginalized areas, they don't have access to mobility.
Right.
Even if they want to send their women to schools and to jobs,
Right.
they don't have any transportation. So
Right.
how will they send? Everyone, they don't want to send their women in such an environment.
Right.
So we personally think that in any area that you think that this is more patriarchal, women are working there.
Okay.
And even what you mentioned, in GB, I've met
Right.
so many women, they participate our initiatives, they're part of wecamp.pk. Last time we organized a festival in Islamabad and there were women from Balochistan. This time women from Bahawalpur, from Gwadar, from Turbat, they are joining us from interior Sindh. So I personally think it's a matter of opportunities.
Okay.
Because right now what we are trying to do, they are becoming home-based women entrepreneurs
Right.
that the digital technologies have enabled actually.
Right.
This opportunity was not there before.
Right.
So now they can sit at home, they can develop cushions, they can do many jewelry items, they can design cloth, they can do fashion, they can do scarves, they can do so
Right.
many things themselves.
Right.
And many artists actually. So
Right.
they can do artwork. And then with that artwork, they can display it on digital platforms.
Right.
So I personally think that I don't see any challenge in that regard. We have hundreds of women who are in the pipeline to join us.
Right.
And similarly, there is another thing that we are going to do for women, two more things under WeCamp initiative. One is there are huge opportunities for content writing in the freelance world,
Okay.
in the international market.
Okay.
So we'll also train women to become freelancers in international market as content writer,
Okay.
as a digital comm person, and as software developers as well.
Okay.
Recently, I was in Silicon Valley where we were trying to establish the partnership of Atom Camp and many Silicon Valley professionals and firms actually. So what we've
Right.
realized that there are so many opportunities, we just need to groom our women to become part of those opportunities.
Wow, and that's wonderful. And
Wonderful.
sir, we are all in favor of wecamp as well,
Right.
but very quickly towards the end, just say yes or no. Because you happen to be the founder of wecamp, the launch is taking place today. Just yesterday, I was on the website. I could see, so many different amazing necklaces and dresses and whatnot. So for somebody, who's got a good family at the back as well, and they went onto the website where, their husband or brother happens to be the founder, you might get a lot of requests. Bhai, ye suit bada acha lag raha hai, zara mujhe please mangwa de. So would you say yes to that or no to that?
I will say yes.
Wow, that's wonderful. So for everybody who's out there, ladies and gentlemen, yes, please make sure that you go out, check their website, wecamp.pk. The necklaces were stunning. Please make sure that you do
Did you
check
buy
them.
anything for your wife?
No, not as of
Okay.
now because the launch is happening
I think
today.
you hate that website from your wife, right?
No,
Delivery.
because the launch is happening today as well. But with that, we're actually heading out towards
Right.
a short break.